Hey guys, this Kaufman is Alive YouTube channel. I look at comic books new and old. Today I'm looking at X-Men Heir of Apocalypse number 4. This is the final issue of this miniseries. I got the Paco Medina variant cover here. It's $3.99. It's written by Steve Foxe and Netho Diaz is the penciler on the inside. There's basically been this competition going on to see who the Heir of Apocalypse is going to be. He's gathered all these mutants, Apocalypse has, and we're down to the final 4 here. Cable, Cypher, Forge, and Mirage. And Archangel's been there with Apocalypse 2 on Arakko, trying to stop him from what he's doing. And immediately get some really great artwork here from Netho Diaz. I've really enjoyed his artwork on this book. He's going to be doing some fill-in issues on the Jed MacKay, Ryan Stegman X-Men coming up, so I'll be looking forward to that for sure. It starts off here with the final contestants battling all these stone like effigies come to life of Apocalypse's children, the 4 horsemen. Love this Apocalypse face down here, and lots of nice rendering on that face. So we got Cable here, some great shots of Cable. Apocalypse says, "You're a man out of time, Nathan Dayspring, and ceaselessly in every era you've stood against me." And Cable says, "Always will, Apocalypse." And Cable explains, the only reason he's here is to make sure he's close to Apocalypse, to make sure that his future doesn't come to pass. So he'll do whatever he can to stop him, including becoming his heir, apparently. So really like this arm down here, this cyber arm. Cable just tries to blow Apocalypse's face off, but doesn't really do anything, as you can tell. Great Cable face here again. This guy's style really kind of reminds me of like Jim Lee or Brett Booth. I love this Cable down here as well, in the shadows with the smoke coming behind him. Really cool art in this whole series. So we get Forge here, talking to Apocalypse now. And I think all of these panels that are like faded is because these are all conversations that Apocalypse has had with these guys, a bit in the past. We get Mirage here, who has been through every era of X-Men, and he's explaining how she's always stood in the shadow of greatness, but never actually been one of the main characters, which is true. Get some nice shots of New Mutants, Generation X, and then the new X-Men. Finally, he starts talking to Cypher here. Cypher just talks about how much he misses Krakoa and wishes that it still existed. And Apocalypse talks about how perhaps he needs an heir whose weapon is his words, whose tongue knows diplomacy and delicate lies. And he says, "You have lost much, Douglas Ramsey, and death can be a passage towards rebirth." So we get the other mutants here who were in the contest but lost. And in the last issue we saw they were in all these stasis tubes, but they're not anymore. It's kind of explained that Archangel got them out of all the stasis tubes. And some of the other guys already left, like Sinister, Gorgon, Lin Lee. They didn't stick around, which explains why they're not here. Nice drawing of Mirage here. Netho Diaz draws really great hands too, I feel like. One of the standout things of his work, I feel. So she goes, "Where's Doug?" And if you saw my last video, I've done reviews of all 3 of the issues before this, so go check those out. But on the last video, I made a prediction that I thought Cypher would end up being the Heir of Apocalypse. And it turns out my prediction was correct. And he gets quite an upgrade here as we behold Revelation, his new identity. Looks a lot like Apocalypse as well. Pretty cool drawing. I like this costume too. And he says, I won't shepherd as you have, with force and might. And Apocalypse says, it would disappoint me greatly if you did. So, and it says, Revelation will return. So I like this face. This is totally looks like a Brett Booth style face. So that's the end of this series here. We find out the new era of Apocalypse is Cypher, but he's going to be going by Revelation now. And, you know, I really like the artwork in this book, and the story was pretty cool too. I kind of called it, though, Cypher being the winner. I wanted it to be Cable, honestly. I think that would have been pretty cool. But the art in this was great, like I've said, and, you know, the first couple issues, there was a whole storyline with Genocide showing up, and they took care of him by the end of the second issue, and that all kind of seems like filler, really. It really didn't come into play too much with anything. And the actual contest, when it came down to it, was kind of just Apocalypse talking to each one of the, you know, final four survivors and trying to figure out, you know, just who he wanted to be his heir, and he chose Cypher, so... a bit of a letdown at the end, but overall I really did enjoy this series. It was a fun X-Men title with, you know, an interesting cast of characters, so I'll give it a recommendation. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys are having a great day, and please subscribe if you haven't yet. I'll see you on the next one.